Hello lovelies, T here. Today I bring you another installment in my Wreck This Journal series, and we're going to be keeping it simple today. I have dubbed all of the prompts that I am sharing in this video under the theme of simplicity. So these were very simple, basic, easy to complete prompts. And I didn't get too in-depth in the execution of these prompts either. I kept it nice and simple because sometimes that's all you need to do. So I hope you enjoy some simplistic Wreck This Journal. Add your own page numbers. When I first tackled this page, I started with pen and put numbers throughout the book. They are significant numbers, favorite numbers, but in no particular order. And as I filled in pages, as you can see, some pages have no number because they've been covered with stuff. So I decided to go back to this page and put all the page numbers down here. And I made it colorful and numerical. I think it's pretty. Crack the spine. This was one of the first pages that I completed. I didn't actually do anything specific for cracking the spine. What I did do though was thoroughly give in to not caring about the spine. Growing up, I always had to be very, very careful about my books. It was something that was instilled in me from a young age that you don't crack the spine, you don't dog-ear the pages. Oh my goodness. And for this book, this prompt gave me kind of permission to just throw that out the window. So as I would draw things on other pages, as I dragged the book across various surfaces and just had a field day with all the other prompts, I threw caution to the wind and just let the spine crack as it would, as I needed to open the book as far as I could. But for this page in particular, I didn't want to just leave it blank. What I did was draw sort of craggly lines all over the place. And there's some jagged lines connecting, some just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And it sort of represents like cracks in the pavement or cracks on a surface. And then I went ahead and colored, sort of shaded in some of the cracks in purple, green, and orange. And this kind of represents like creativity shining through, bubbling up, seeping out of the cracks. On the opposite side, leave this page blank on purpose. So this was supposed to say purpose. Obviously, I altered it and then printed out a picture of a porpoise and taped it to the page. So this page is blank on a porpoise. So over here, to finish up the crumple page, which is inside this wrap something with this page, I just went and colored the package purple and colored the letters purple as well. And then I just stuck it down on a blank page that was available. I wanted to hang on to these. These are little bracelets that my daughter made in school last year. I thought they were rather cute, so I fashioned them like a bow, embellished with some Sharpie. I like how that one turned out. After tearing the strips on this page, the prompt on the page behind it said glue, staple, or tape these pages together. And I did that, but rather than just glue and tape everything, I kind of did it a little artfully, moving the strips, folding them, scrunching them, so it kind of looks like a curtain pulled aside, so you can see the prompt. And there's the staples, the tape, and the shiny bits. Can't see the glue, but it's there. And then I thought for an interesting touch, I took the strip that was right down the middle and left it right down the middle and wrote the words or the letters that it was covering up from the previous page in black. And it contrasts nicely. Simple, yet effective. I like it. Fill this page with circles. I did exactly what was suggested. I was in the mood to color when I tackled this page, so I just got jar lids, painting tube lids, whatever kind of circle-y shapes I could find of varying sizes. I just traced out around all my circle-y shapes of varying sizes, layering them, overlapping them. It was simple enough. The creative part came when it came to coloring in all the circles, all the shapes that were made from the overlapping circles, all the spaces that were left that don't have circles in them. And then just to add a little extra fun, I threw on some circle smiley face stickers in some nice neon colors and peppered the page with these tiny little dots that I made with the end of my paintbrush. Just dipping the end of the paintbrush in and then dotting. So dip, dot, all over the page. I think it turned out fantastically. And if I can draw your attention to the most special circle of this entire page, that one, right there. This most beautiful circle was colored by my daughter. She's so artistic. So there you have it, a page filled with circles. Glue a random page from a newspaper here. And I literally did that. These are clippings from Japanese newspapers. They are random in that I didn't get to pick the paper. They just happened to be what some candy kits that I had ordered were wrapped in for shipping. I did pick which pages. That part wasn't necessarily random. I really liked this page because of all the writing. It's sort of like what you would traditionally expect with a newspaper, but in a language that I can't read, and I just loved it. So I glued that one in there. And then this one I chose because there's a duck on a toilet. I wish I could read what this was. I think it's an advertisement, possibly for like a rental maybe, or property of some kind. Either way, I loved the duck on the toilet and this like flaming turntable. That looks like a stereo to me. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but that looks like a stereo with flames clearly coming out of it. It's so confusing and beautiful in its confusion. I loved it. So that one went in the book. Unfortunately, I glued this paper down before I did the sewing on the previous page. So the sewing was incorporated in that, which I did not want to do, but I got a little excited and didn't want to lose this. So it got glued in and then sewed on. But you can still see the duck on the toilet, so it's all good. Create a non-stop line, and I very simply just did exactly what the prompt said. So starting at the little start button, I just drew a line with pen and went swirly whirly all over the place. I have no idea where it even ends. After it was finished, colored in the thicker letters, the start and line, in blue pen, just for a little added touch. But otherwise, I really haven't done anything to this besides the swirly twirly line. I think the simplicity of that is all this page needs. Well, those were my simplistic breakfast journal entries. And that's something that I love about this book, is you can take the prompts as far or not as you want. It's really up to you, and how far you want to stretch your creativity, how much effort you want to put into it, how much effort you might need to put into it. Some of these, you know, I needed to do more with them, and some of them I didn't. And that's something that I love about these kind of creative challenges. If you are going on a similar journey, I hope you find inspiration in the pages that I am sharing. If you're not, then I hope maybe you'll consider doing something like this. Not necessarily with this particular book. I'm not sponsored. I just like it. But there are other similar ideas out there as well. You can make up your own prompts in a plain journal. Either way, I highly recommend it. I find this to be a very freeing way of playing with my creativity, especially when I'm not feeling particularly creative. I hope you will continue on with me on this journey. There's a lot more to share, and that will be coming in another video. Until then, thank you very much for watching, lovelies. Stay fabulous.